Over the past 10 years, I have helped thousands of renters become homeowners. Every guest brings their own unique story, but they all have reached the same ultimate outcome: freedom for themselves and their families. My podcast is here to educate and show you that becoming a homeowner is possible with the right help. Did you have to make any other sacrifices to come through my system?
If anything, by coming through your system, it freed us up to do more. So I hope those people renting hear this, say yes, you won't look back, 100%.
I'm Darren Walters, and welcome to the Keys to Freedom podcast. Welcome to Keys to Freedom. Today I've got Julie and Toke, bought back at the beginning of 2019, handed over the home in December 2019. Purchase price was $617,000. High set, 4-bed, 2-bath, 2-car with a swimming pool. Today's valuation, guys, $1.1 million.
Wow.
That's $500,000 in growth in your property since you moved in. What do you think?
That's nearly 100K a year.
Yeah, it's great.
100K a year, $500,000. I'm going to ask a question and I probably know the answer. Have you ever saved $500,000?
No.
No.
Will we ever? No.
No, I haven't. For me, it's about getting into the market, time in the market,
Yes.
not time out of the market. I love my system because when I start to talk to existing clients, the figure that you've normally come up in that period is money that you can't comprehend, A, saving, or B, that you actually now own in your own hands. Let's break it down. So $617,000, today's valuation 1.1, you're up $500,000, and with a total deposit of $7,400. Pretty big return.
Huge return.
Huge.
Like, obviously, I knew it was going to go up in value.
Yeah.
But I've never really thought, and no one's ever really told me.
Yeah.
But just hearing it.
What was life like back then, though? Like you were renting?
Yeah.
How long have you been renting for?
Since we've been here, we moved here in 2012.
2012.
So 7 years.
And then
Yeah.
in New Zealand, we both split up from our previous relationships and sold houses. And so we were renting over there for 3 or 4 years before
Yeah.
we came over
So
here.
a decade of renting
Yeah.
to getting a home through my system. When you went to the bank, what was it like when you went there? Did they make you feel comfortable? Did they try to help you? Did they try to guide you?
It was, I think we'd submitted everything that we needed to, and then it was just like, you got no money. You got
no
nothing.
deposit.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Not even our credit that we've been banking with them for so many years, and that we paid everything on time all the time, they still wouldn't give us anything.
But crazy, you come into my system and you're $500,000 up.
Yeah.
Easy.
What a scam.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking yours was going to be the scam. It was
Yeah.
the big banks.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's school to start with because it scams you if I'm not educating you. And then it's the big banks because they just look at 1 + 1 = 2. And if you don't equal 2, you're out the door. And you could have easily rented for the last 5-6 years.
Easily.
Oh,
yeah.
dead right. If Julie hadn't come across your ad wherever she saw it, have no doubts we would have still been renting.
And now you've set your family, yourselves up, your family up
Yep,
for the rest of their lives.
absolutely.
You broke the cycle. Like it's so easy to stay renting.
Well, it's funny. We just bought Julie a brand new car.
Nice.
Never had a brand new car in her life.
Nope.
That wouldn't have happened.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Literally
Look at the
a month
smile.
ago.
I
A
love
month
it.
ago. It's only a month old.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't have happened 5 years, 6 years ago.
Well, the hardest thing with that there, if you don't own a home, you're trying to save and then the car breaks down.
Yes.
You either fix the car or get a new car. Then you start saving again and then something else happens.
Just life happens.
You need teeth. You need life just happens.
You need to go back to New Zealand for a funeral
Yeah.
or 3 because they always happen in 3s.
Yeah. Well, you've got an asset. You've got equity. You've got a safety net now. You don't have that renting.
No.
No, nothing at all.
When you saw the ad pop up on Facebook, before you inquired, what did you think? And then why did you inquire?
The no deposit, because we'd been turned down without enough deposit, and I thought, well, if we could we still had that little bit of money there,
Yeah.
but if we could get away with not having to pay a deposit,
Yeah.
I thought, I'll just try it.
Put in your basic details,
Yep.
and I'm guessing one of my team, and I think it was Caleb,
Caleb,
they
yeah,
gave you a phone call.
yeah,
Pre-qualified you over the phone,
yes,
sent in some pay slips,
Yep.
and then probably received a phone call saying, congratulations, you've got a borrowing capacity of XYZ, and I believe we can get you into the market with no deposit.
It's pretty much what she did was, Stop talking shit.
Yeah. And because we didn't have to outlay any money straight away and the process kept going, we're like, yeah, is it real? Is it real? And then just until we got unconditional, it was like, wow.
So when you got to unconditional and you would have dealt with several team members, we would have done a lot of work with your packaging and custom home
Yeah.
and all your designs and inclusions and contracts and finance and everything. I don't get paid until after that. So even right up to that, I don't get paid until it's 100% cemented to be your home. So all that work we do is free of charge because we believe in our system.
Wow.
Crazy,
It
eh?
is crazy.
And that was a lot of work too. Like, 24-hour phone calls if you need. Yeah.
Yeah, we become the client's psychologist,
Yep.
counsellor, budgeter.
And friend.
Yeah, and friend.
Yeah.
But we love it.
Yeah.
Like we do, and it's what people don't understand is that we do all that work. And you could have said no at your approval and we would never have got paid.
Yeah.
But we believe in our system that we know if you complete the assessment and borrowing capacity, we show you your new home options, then we go through and get you 100% approved. We've only had 2 people say no at that stage. So we just know as long as we get you to approval, you're not going to turn and go, I'm going to stay renting. I enjoy it.
Yeah. And for me, I think even the whole team that you had at the time everyone was good to deal with.
Yeah.
There was never any pressure.
It isn't. And I always say to my clients, I'm not here to push you out of the rental market. You've already been there for how many years? For you guys, it was 10. So if you're not sick of it after 10, you got problems.
I was sick of it long before then.
Just really restrictions on what you can and can't do, and
Inspections and
Best
privacy.
thing I like,
Yeah.
if I want to put a nail in the wall to hang a photo, bang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done.
No one can kick me out of it. Well, the bank can, I guess, but as long as it's getting paid every month, who cares? Yes, I'm just glad Julie somehow came across an advert for you back in 2019. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here.
No,
Yeah.
definitely not. We tried. I think we
The
tried.
big 4 banks weren't interested.
We'd been with Commonwealth for years since we've been here, and they wouldn't even
Look at you.
look. No.
I think the worst thing with that there is you are a client. You either fit the box or you don't. But there's no guidance to how to fit the box.
No.
It's unfortunately you declined. Or you've got to have $100,000 savings.
Yeah, and that wasn't going to happen.
So coming up 500,000, I think there's a statement that I can refer to, and it's the rich get richer and the renters get poorer.
100%.
And it's because you're now part of what we would call the rich, because you've just come up $500,000. In 5 years, that's $100,000 per year.
Yeah.
So you can understand why, even when we were talking before, don't sell your property because you're only selling an asset. If you can hold that and buy even a cheaper investment property, depending on serviceability, you've got a property in a prime location in Coomera. And I remember back when we handed over the home, I said it would be $1 million one day.
You did, and it was a place that I didn't want to live in. But yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, bro
love
town.
it now. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely,
Definitely not now.
No.
You are in the heart between Brisbane and the Gold Coast.
Yes.
And then you've got all the infrastructure there. When we started building there, I don't believe Westfield was there. It was
Okay,
getting
yep.
built.
Yeah,
Wasn't built though, eh?
It was built. I think. Yeah, it was very, very recent.
Was it very
Oh,
recent,
yeah.
was it? I thought
Yeah.
I thought it might have been still getting built. But
Also, when we moved in,
Yeah.
then it was there, but it only been there months.
yeah, okay.
Well, open months.
Yeah. And there's so many schools there now.
Yeah,
Yes. It's good. The private one's just up the road, so we fall into that zone as well.
Yeah. And all those zonings and being close to the hospital is what's
Yeah.
going to push that property right up.
Yep.
And I know I said back then it's going to be $1 million. Before you blink, it's going to be $2 million. That's why I don't think you should sell it. And B, it's hard to buy an asset, but it's easy to sell one.
yeah,
And I've been there. A property I sold in 2018, so not too long before you guys got your home. I paid 500,000, sold it for 700,000, made some nice money, but I sold it on the basis we'd moved south. That apartment now is in Burleigh, always was, but it's probably $1 million up. So you don't want to be sitting here in 5 to 10 years' time knowing the property you're in today that's 1.1 to 1.3 million is 2 million. And all you did was sell it.
Yes, I always would believe you sell it in a good market, but you've got to buy in a good market.
Yeah. My goal is with you guys will be showing you how to leverage it and keep it. So when you get to retirement, you've got 2 or 3 properties. You imagine having 2 properties come up that growth.
So I remember speaking with Derek about a place in Townsville, and at the time, that's when all the interest rates went up, and it
Yeah.
was
Kept going up.
and full credit to all your staff. They've gone, you know what, you're in a good position. Let's just not carry on.
Yeah.
Let's wait.
Yeah. And that time's coming. Like, I've done a podcast with a lady called Iddy. She bought a property up there. We haven't even handed it over at that stage. She was up 100,000 just on the land. And we haven't even built it. That's how crazy it was.
Yeah.
So you imagine if you did, and we did make it happen, you'd probably be up 150 before the house was ready to be rented, which means then you're sitting there on 501 to 150, you know, and it's just the way the rich get richer.
Yeah.
Is property. That's why most millionaires and billionaires, a big part of their wealth is properties.
Yeah.
Because we still didn't believe
I was waiting for
that it was real.
waiting for a scam to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until
But
it went
how wrong was
unconditional, we're
I?
like, holy shit, yep, okay, it's real.
But how wrong was I? And I keep telling people, and I like say to people, give you a call, especially young Kiwi couples and stuff, and say when you go to them, it'll sound too good to be true, but it is true because I can prove it.
You're $500,000 up.
Yeah.
I should have, and I look back now, I should have taken a signature and signed 20% uplift. But that's crazy. It's I sit back and go 617,000, 1.1. It shows what the property market does
Yep.
and the wealth you can build by just saying yes. You sit there saying it feels like a scam. You're not alone there because we're educated at school about the wrong things. We're not taught mortgages. We're not taught deposits. Your top 4 banks tell you something different, which you know about. They've declined you. They've told you no. But you come to me, 7,400, you get a full custom plan home with a swimming pool and nice inclusions. It wasn't low spec, it was a decent spec. Definitely sounds too good to be true.
It did.
That statement alone keeps so many people renting and so many people broke.
Yeah. So I hope those people renting hear this, say yes, you won't look back, 100%.
Yeah.
I was one of those people that was going, yeah, no, this can't be right. This can't be right. Well, here I am, like you say,
Yeah.
$500,000 up.
We're just not educated to it. If you know what I mean? Like, you walk into the bank tells you need 20% deposit. Well, on 1.1 million, you're $220,000 deposit plus costs. I can't save 220. And if you could, it's a pretty boring life if you can.
Yep.
But you've just saved $500,000 by just entering the market.
I look at it now, we've got something to leave our kids and grandkids.
Exactly why I do what I do.
Yep.
It's about the next generation.
Exactly. Yep.
And I say to people now, if you do not get into the market today, what's your kids going to do? You've got to break the cycle.
We've already spoken about an investment property in Auckland.
Yeah.
Just because that's where the 2 oldest kids are. And they're renting at the moment.
Yeah. And it's a struggle for them.
And they can also thought, well, why don't you just rent off us? At least eventually you own that house.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, work together to buy it together.
Yeah.
And it could be the basis that they have the capacity to buy, but we get the deposit from over this side.
Yeah.
Out of your property, send it over, and then you go JV in a property. You both own it. They just pay the mortgage.
Yeah, because like yourself, I'd rather them be paying their own mortgage than someone else's.
Well, I'll tell you something. You sit back now and go, I rented for 10 years. Property market didn't move as much as it has since COVID. But even if it was another $500,000 growth over those 10 years, you missed out on that. Yeah. Because you were renting. So that while they are renting, they're missing out on what you guys just have gained.
Absolutely.
So it's time to look at options for them.
Oh, I keep trying to get them to move over here, but that's not happening anytime soon.
I think the hardest thing with Kiwis that come over here, and I was there, I remember my friend coming back home. He lived there, come over here and come back on a holiday, and he goes, Dad, you got to come to Australia. I was so content because I only knew what I knew.
Yeah.
And that was home. I had a pretty good life, but I was too scared to come overseas. Do what? In a place I don't know anyone?
Yeah.
We were like that. Yeah. Came with 2 suitcases and that was it.
Yeah, 2 bags and a wakeboard.
Yeah.
And then voila, 13 years later.
Yeah.
Been some hard yards, been some tough days, but we still wake up every day and go again.
Yep.
You already had the deposit needed to do a custom home. Did you have to make any other sacrifices to come through my system?
If anything, by coming through your system, it freed us up to do more.
And the best part about it then, because you imagine now if I was to build your home in Coomera, we're going to be 1.1, 1.2. We're just under 1.2 for a home I handed over at the beginning of Calypso Bay. Beautiful couple, same situation, could save a deposit, but the bank said no. Come through us, they've got a $1.2 million home and a $660,000 investment property in their self-managed super fund. So by the time they're both completed, one is, the other one's getting completed, they got $2 million worth of property when the bank said no. Same thing with you guys. Bank said no, don't know how many times, but you got $1.2 million worth of property.
Yeah, amazing.
You think that by now the data and the analytical numbers that come off it would show you that you're a good customer with a bank, you got good income. Why don't we have a system that helps more people? Because I look at it and go, the government's paying a pension and all the costs associated as you get older. Why don't we try and build more wealth and more homes? Because when you get to retirement in the next 10 years and your property's worth $2 million, you're ready for retirement. So why wouldn't we try and get banks to be more lenient on people with clean credit? Yes, you can't save a big deposit. People go, oh, if you can't save, you should have known own home. No.
If you can pay rent, you can pay a mortgage.
Yeah. You know, it's just unfortunately the borrowing capacity calculations don't allow that to be that way.
It's cheaper to pay a mortgage than it is to pay rent.
Oh.
Definitely cheaper.
And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. You know, but if you were to buy your house today, you'd be paying over 1.1 for it. So your mortgage would be big then. So when you look at a $1.1 million mortgage and someone's paying rent, it might not cover it.
The upside now, I think now, the profit we've made is actually more than the mortgage now.
Yeah.
Than what we owe.
Than what we owe.
Great equity. But it will give you some relief when you actually sink it in, laying in bed, you'll be like, wow, what a position. From an ad that come through Facebook to it sounds too good to be true, it's a scam, to inquiring, to getting a custom built home with a swimming pool for only $617,000. Back then it would have felt like a high price.
It did.
But you look back now, it was like, should have bought two.
Yeah.
Guys, just so for background, so I think he's looking at me when he mentions this pool, because that was the only thing I said about the house. It must have a pool.
So I think we went to Oxenford. We looked at
We did
Arundel.
put an offer in on the property.
And then you came back and said that they just
It
wanted,
didn't value
it didn't
up,
value up.
No. Oh, we had trouble out there.
And that was just trusted your process.
And I said, now go over the other side.
Yeah.
And you've never looked back.
100%.
$500,000 plus.
We're able, rather than paying someone else's mortgage, paying our own. And then, like I said earlier about the not going forward with Townsville, all of a sudden we've got some savings and let's have some fun.
Yeah.
And I believe it was through the process that we started with yourself nearly 7 years ago that we're able to do what we do.
The hardest part about the process
Yes.
was the getting towards the end, paying the progress payments, like getting...
Yes.
You were
paying
pretty-
rent and
yeah.
paying your progress payments.
Yeah, that was the hardest part. At the end, at the beginning, it was only like maybe, I don't know, $100, $200 a week. if
Luckily,
that.
that's only for a couple of months, though.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what I say to people. It's kind of like what I said before about if you had to change your life to go get more income and it took you 2 years, choose your hard, because that hard for 2 years versus renting for the rest of your life is the same as it did feel a bit hard.
But it's worth it. Yeah.
It didn't kill you.
No.
If you know what I mean? And it was hard. And because it's something you haven't done before, and it tightened up the pocket purse. When you look back now, it felt hard back then, but $500,000, it's okay.
Yeah.
Actually, and guess it because of the way I am,
Yeah.
I didn't stress too much over it.
You were nearly sitting in the pool. But it is, and I feel you. And I always say to clients, it's going to get a little bit tight when you get towards the end of your build because you're nearly at full drawdown. But just make it happen. Do the sacrifice. I still today have wheat bix for dinner, not because I can't afford anything else. It's just easy. So I would be okay eating wheat bix and easier food if that's what it took to get my home, because I wouldn't make excuses if that was the case I could have. And you guys did well. You got there. You're still sitting here. You're both happy. You've got a good glow on yourself, Julie.
Thanks.
Must be the
fat.
new car. I'd say a Toke, but I'll say the car.
It's always the car.
No, yeah, well, life's pretty good. I've finally got my 9-day fortnights now, so I have every second Friday off. Love it.
Yeah, nice.
And I still get paid for it.
I still work 7 days a week. I love what I do. And that's why I say to people, like, being the boss when I leave here, I'm still thinking about work, thinking about this, got to do this. But it's not work for me. And more so now I get to sit down with clients we've built a decent friendship with. I know that you guys can phone me anytime, and I've said to you from the first phone call, if I don't answer, I'll always come back to you.
Yeah, and you
It's
have.
funny you say we're friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you the people I speak to at the bank. Couldn't even tell you their name.
No. Well, they didn't care about you. I think we've got a bigger problem coming. The major banks are going full digital, and that full digital won't handle anything outside the box. It'll be worse once it goes digital. So you're either a super clean client who comes through, or you fall outside the system. If you fall outside the system, it could be for one little thing, but that system won't allow you to go through.
And that's what I liked about the process was we gave you all the information and your team then did it all.
So the first part with it is we assess your capacity and your position. So we know subject to valuation, which is controlled by the lenders. It's got a value. So you're not paying overs.
Yeah.
It's got a value to the market. Our assessment, we know subject to valuation, 99.9% will get you approved. That's how good the system is. I understand the policy. I understand what we've got to do. If we've got to structure some of your loans, if you've got loans to reduce your weekly or monthly repayments, we do that because it increases your borrowing capacity. But we put you in a position where we know we can move you forward.
Yeah.
So in the 6 years you've been in the property, have we ever not answered a phone or called you back?
No.
And that's something I pride myself on with my team as service. You're not just a number at the start of the PQ or when you first inquired. 6 years later, we're sitting here, you're up $500,000 plus. And to me, I want to be sitting down in another 5 years and saying you're up $1 million, 1.5 million. Because all it is now is leveraging to get more capital growth. So when you go to retire, you've got money. I don't think we should get to retirement and live such a hard life that we're eating noodles.
I think it's harsh that in today's society, you work all your life and then when you retire, they say, well, sell this, and go and live a different lifestyle. Well, hold on, this is the lifestyle that I work to create.
100%.
Why should I give it up?
Yeah. And now you guys are $500,000 on your way to a decent retirement. Get that up to double more. You're going to have steak. You're going to have beers. You're going to go on holidays.
That's it, the holidays.
My father back in NZ was getting, I think it was $700 a fortnight on the pension. The fuck does that buy you?
Nothing, not even rent.
Doesn't even pay rent.
And it's just, they have to get used to it. That's why he was still working to get a top up.
My parents living with us because of what they get on the pension.
Yeah.
They can't afford rent.
And lucky for you guys, you got into a property, so you've got security not just for yourselves, for them.
100%.
That's powerful. That's something not many people get to do, is to provide.
And I know I don't say it to them, but I don't think I've ever said that they can stay there as long as they like for like a year.
Yeah. Well, they're safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I remember my father had, well, not kicked out, but the lease ended, and he had to go live on my sister's couch. And I remember talking to him, and you could hear the scarce in his voice of not knowing what's going to happen. That was a few years ago, and I said to him, you need to come over. But being so scared still didn't motivate to come over. He's here now, and I hardly see him. He just goes around. I saw him washing the deck out the front before. He's down there fixing the hose reel. He just keeps himself busy. He grabbed my son and got him to take him over to get his groceries. He's gone and got his mints and chocolates and biscuits and fruit.
Yeah, that's what we get at home too with my parents.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah. They pretty much do everything.
Yeah.
We're very lucky.
Very lucky.
When we come to hand over your home, Eden, that worked for me. I remember standing out on the balcony. You both had your back to the back of the property. She's got the camera, a big gust of wind come, and her dress went right up over her head. And
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
She's just lucky that I didn't put my cameras in till much, much later.
Imagine that.
she handled it like a boss.
Oh, she did. She did not miss a beat.
Yeah.
She just had a laugh.
She didn't even drop the camera, just stopped, put her dress back down and kept talking. And at the same time, you locked us out on the balcony.
That's right.
We'd been out there for a while.
Yeah.
We had a bottle of wine.
We did have a bottle of wine, so it was all right.
Yeah. Since we built the house, what personal add-ons have you done to the property?
The pool, the outdoor area.
Yep.
Oh, and painted the back fence as well from the timber.
Yeah.
Painted it I reckon the fence alone makes it look
Oh, yeah.
$1 million more.
Instead of an ugly old brown
Yeah.
faded fence.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's just some of the estates' covenants of what they want.
Mm.
If I had an estate, I'd make sure it's the aluminium fence.
That was an option too, colour bond.
Yeah.
That's really the only thing we've done. Julie wanted to do stuff straight away, and I says to her, it's a brand new fucking home. I am not spending money repainting any fucking thing.
So anyway, Julie, who won that one?
You did for a little while. But now I say to him, it's home improvement.
Toke, you wear the pants, but these are the ones you're wearing
Yeah,
today.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, you got to wear jeans today, eh?
Today, yes.
I'm only allowed to wear shorts. What does your dream home look like?
Bigger entertainment area outdoor and probably one extra garage.
My dream home? Because my parents are still living there, I would like to have more separate living, even like another dwelling, a home and income.
Like a dual income.
A dual, yeah.
Yeah. So more or less you nearly got that on this home.
It's almost there.
Yeah. What would you say to someone who wanted to get into the property market that wanted a dream location but didn't have a dream location? What would you say to them?
I'd probably say get into the market first. Your first home generally is not going to be your dream home.
No.
But you get into the market and then you can start looking for your dream home.
Your dream car's not your first dream.
No.
First car you buy. And that's what I say to people is like, if it takes you 10 years to get your dream home and it's your third home, do it. Because your first ones is only to get equity. You guys have got a big house on a decent sized lot compared to what we're building today.
Yeah.
I say just get into the market. Time in the market, you get growth.
Yep.
As these interest rates come down, so yes, your mortgage is small, your repayments might be a bit higher, but as they reduce the interest rates, your mortgage is going to be minimal.
And I know it's just going to sound funny, but I got made redundant. And then Julie was going on holiday, so I thought I'll go on holiday too. And it was a good redundancy.
Yeah.
And then I came back from holiday, back from NZ and thought, I suppose I should start looking for work. I was literally out of work for 4 days. So that redundancy just became savings.
Yeah, nice.
So it was sounding like too much of a cockhead. It was looking all right.
But you imagine you didn't take the opportunity to get this home. You got made redundant. We're not getting any younger. So like, you only blink and you'll miss the market. And this is what I try to say to clients. If you're in your 40s, don't blink because the banks will restrict how long they lend to you for, which increases your repayments and your serviceability.
Yep.
Stop making 101 excuses to why you should stay renting. Find one, and that's, can I get approved? Once you're approved, you can make an informed decision. But a lot of people who say no prior to approval are saying no to no because they don't know.
And you're right, it's just education.
Yeah.
Like I thought I was a pretty smart dude. And like I said earlier, I was just waiting for the scam to hit. And how wrong was I?
5-6 years later and we're sitting down, it ain't a scam.
No,
No,
definitely not a
100%.
scam.
Well, it wouldn't be. I've been telling a lot of my family,
Yeah.
go on Facebook, suss them out, give them a call.
And it doesn't hurt. You're not giving.
If it doesn't work,
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
And it's not hard to give a little bit of information and then, you're either going to get a yes or a no.
Yeah. When you first come in, we were talking about your neighbour could be possibly interested in buying your property. What was your first thoughts about, should we sell it?
My first thought was the same as it was prior to that when Julie first mentioned about, imagine what our house would be worth.
Yeah.
Obviously, we were only guessing at that time.
Yeah. What were you guessing?
About 1.18.
Yeah.
Just with what other people's houses were selling around. But it was, it's a good market, but the market you're buying in is good too.
Yeah. So you kind of would need to sell today and wait for a slump.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get it in Queensland. I think worldwide economies pulled right back or softened, but there's so much demand here. We can't even get enough land. We get a lot of land, but we don't get enough land.
Yes, and I want to, if I was going to sell it, it'd be sold today and move into the new home tomorrow.
Yeah. Because you're in such a big property, you could go 2 options. You could rent that, but I think you're going to struggle to find something else that big to buy at a decent price.
Yeah, but I like the way you were talking with Julie earlier about even a duplex.
Yeah.
Building a duplex and living in that with mum and dad next door.
Separate living, bit
Yeah.
of privacy.
Yeah.
They've got their space.
I can walk around bare-assed again.
Doesn't stop them upstairs now.
with a beer in hand.
Yep.
Have you got any questions for me? Or any words of advice?
Are you still down Murwillumbah?
I am, but I've moved here. I actually live here, so this office is like this. I live in a room like that. I love it. When I was at Burleigh, it was only a 25-minute drive, where now it's an hour.
I think that was one of the big things for Julie at the time. At the time, I was working in Robina,
Yes.
so that was a fair hike. And you were down here.
No, I was in Miami. Yeah, down in
The
Miami.
hiking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're on the coast.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
In Miami, yeah.
yeah.
How did I convince you?
Just
$500,000.
that was all that was available.
I would have been straight with you. My biggest thing is I will only tell you what you can achieve.
Yeah,
I'll never lie to you to try and get you in the door. And I say to people, like, I'm straight up. You either love me or hate me, but I will always achieve what I say I can.
yeah,
And yes, it was a journey, but for the Brian capacity, what you wanted to achieve, you had to go there.
Yeah.
And I would have told you that Coomera's the up-and-coming location.
Yep, I remember that.
And hence, you're over $1 million now.
And like you say, keep it, don't sell it because it's only going to go up.
Like, people say, I'd sell it for the right money. It'd have to be some pretty stupid money to make you sell it, because let's say you could get 1.3 for it today. You're probably not much more, probably 1.1, 1.2 for it. Why would you sell it for an extra 100K when you sit there for another year, you come up 200?
yeah. Makes
Actually,
sense.
Then we'll have to tell that real estate agent that keeps ringing me every 2 weeks. Because I got smart to him a couple of years back and says, when someone wants to pay 1.2, give me a call.
The worst thing about agents, they're just glorified McDonald order takers.
Yeah.
I know a couple of good ones, but majority are absolute shithouse.
Yep.
They don't answer your call. They don't communicate. They just want to list your property and make money.
List it and sell it. Yeah,
They don't think about what your plans are moving forward. It's just you want to sell it. They try to bribe you with a good price. Can they achieve it though? There's some good ones out there, but there's a lot of absolute shithouse ones. And the worst thing about it, the ones that are bad don't cover up their bullshit. They'll tell you something and forget they told you because it's bullshit.
yeah. I worked for them.
I'd prefer to tell you the truth. And I always say to my team, they go, what do I tell them? The truth. Because it's a them problem if they don't like it. But if you tell them a lie, it's our problem
Yep.
if they find out. And it is. I just prefer to tell you, well, you can't go onto the Gold Coast. You can't go here, but we can achieve this. Your decision to make is, do you stay renting or do we take the first step to the first home? But it is, like you guys have taken a major step. You believed in the process because you both thought it was a scam. Like you say, you're intelligent, but you couldn't pull it apart.
No,
You got good service, I believe.
very.
We make you understand. So big part of the system is we educate. I'm not here to push the wrong people out of the rental market, and I tell people that every day.
Like, I still don't know how you do it, but it works.
Yeah,
Like I say, we're $500,000 better off because it works.
Yeah,
I don't know how it works, but it's not for me to know.
come work for me.
Taskmaster. Hey,
You'll be the best on the phone.
oh, I
Just
know,
do
right?
it. 5 years ago, I did it. I'm up $500,000.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd be good on the phone, Toke. If someone's looking and they're listening to your podcast, you're up $500,000. You had every feeling that most people do. It's too good to be true. It's a scam. What would be your key advice to them?
Trust the process.
Yeah,
We trusted it right to the end, still thinking it was a scam. $500,000 up because it wasn't.
That's all I say to our clients when we're talking to them on the phone. Just get to step 3, and that's 100% approved.
Yeah.
By then, you'll know your lot, your estate, your lot size, your house size, your inclusions, you'll know your
Everything,
repayments, you'll know your interest rate, you'll know everything you need to know to be able to sit down as a couple and make an informed decision. Babe,
Yep.
do we build this home or do we stay renting?
it's a no-brainer.
If you pull out on step 1, you're saying no to no. If you pull out on step 2, you're saying no to no because no one knows yet. But if you can't get approved, let us guide you to how to get approved.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for coming on and taking the time out of your day. I appreciate it, and I'm sure all our listeners that are out there renting will love your story. You're no different than any of our other clients that thought it was a scam, too good to be true. You're up $500,000 plus. So congratulations.
Thank you.
That is something that will change your life forever. It's already changing your parents' life forever and then the next generation. Thank you for listening. Another awesome episode of Real People, Real Renters, Massive Results. If you haven't already followed or liked our channels, do that now. Ask any questions you want. Tell us what you think about the podcast and the story of Julie and Toke. We look forward to talking to you soon. Let's get you stop renting.